So today I'm going to give you tips and eliminate mistakes from your game to give you a much better chance of getting the top ranks in Ultimate Team. This gameplay is from Chris, a member of my Discord Patreon service. If you want your own games analysed for my YouTube channel, link is in the description. Let me know if you have any questions as well. This is a player that tends to get 13 to 14 wins, and we're going to be doing our best to get him up towards that rank 1. So hopefully you enjoy this. Let's try and hit 100 likes. Subscribe for more, and let's get into it. If you want the cheapest FC24 coins to get ahead of the competition, check out MMOEXP by clicking the link down below and use code JambooUK for 5% off. Okay, so as I said, this is a 13 to 14 win weekend league player. The purpose of this is we're going to be trying to pick out the mistakes, but also the good habits that a player of this level is actually consistently doing. So straight away there, we've got one off the bat, and that is something I see a lot. It is rushing the play, so it's really good from him here initially. He gets the ball into his striker, goes for the ball roll, and instead of recycling, which is what he should have done here, he tries to force the pass inside. At that point, if you have the ball on your wing, just take your time more with it and chances will arise. He had no pressure from the defender on him, and he's given a needless turnover to his opposition. Okay, so this example here is where we could just add a little bit more pressure. It's very passive. He's not going towards the ball, which in a lot of areas is completely fine. But when we get to this sort of area here, you see how he's dragging his midfielder back. For me personally, I would be switching straight away to the defender here and actually just trying to step in and get the ball. Alternatively, you could switch to Blanc here and try and close the gap as well. As long as his attacking options, which in this case are this guy here, this guy here, and this guy here, as long as he's not got that clearly on, you're free to go and try and win the ball back. So you see what happens here is he's not applying pressure to the ball manually, and it just opens up that shot for Salah. So you want to be aggressive, especially on a player like Salah, and make sure that he's not getting that easy finesse shot opportunity. Because if you let him get that off without any contention, that is going to, result in bad things. It ends up actually leading to this corner. And it's the tiniest things that can change games. So we went from not closing down Salah to actually conceding the header. From the corner specifically, not really much you can do. They're pretty broken on this game. But it's just about not giving up that initial shot. So what we get here from the kickoff is actually some really, really good play. So he gets the ball into a wide position and then makes use of that R1 dribbling. You see how he skips away with Mostovoy. And then from this position, you always want to try and hold the ball up and look for a pass back into the middle. That is exactly what he's going to do here. He waits for the run of Bellingham. Nice little pass inside. And then from here, that is where you look for the attacking options. The one mistake he makes here when the pass comes in is he instantly tries again to find that inside pass. You just want to take your time a little bit more, especially when you're on the edge of your opponent's box. That's where they're panicking. The main issue I've seen so far with Chris is he's trying to force his passes a little bit too direct in the attack, and it's given over some easy turnovers to his opponent. Really nice play there, gets the ball inside, gets unlucky with a skill move. That is where having a 5-star player that could do maybe an Elastico would make it a little bit easier for you to attack. But you can see here he's dealing with a counter. Does a really good job there. We'll actually go back and have another look at that. He does a really good job in the end here of switching to the right player and covering where he thinks the danger is going to be. Because the guy that has the ball currently, that isn't what you've got to worry about. It's this run here from what looks, it's Rooney. He steps in, covers that with the jockey. Perfect defending. This is some really good play from Chris here. So you can see nice quick passing play down the line. Also implements in a player lock here. He originally switches it to Morata. He changes him to run inside and then finds that cutback. That's some really good high level stuff. Once he actually gets it here, it's one of those, like, you've got to be aware of the goalkeeper movement. It is tough because the keeper is very central to the goal. So once he actually, gets into this position, It's tough. It's a great save from Alisson, but the original build-up play, super, super nice. Just quick pass in there, changes the run of his striker, just gets unlucky. I think if he shoots into that near post, it's probably a goal. This is some really good compact defending from Chris. You're going to see, if you look at his controller input, there's a lot of use of the jockeying. He's just covering the runs and not giving up anything easy right now, using the second man press there as well. That player's actually going to step in and win the ball, and that's some really good defending. He's going to go on a counter-attack with the R1 dribbling and find a really good pass into Rodrigo here. What he does try and do is he turns in and goes for that finesse shot. For me personally here, I feel like you need to try and delay it. If you get the shot off, that's great. But I would be trying to cut inside and look for this pass down here, because you've got a completely free player. If you can somehow find him, you've then got a lot more space to run into, and then you can look for those potential cutbacks. But what happens here is he goes straight in for the finesse. Unfortunately, gets blocked. If you look there now, like, Mostovoy is in so much space. So I would look for that extra overlapping run and don't try and force the shot in early. This is another really nice bit of play. You know, he cuts his opponent apart here. Really good turn with Morata, and he gets into this position here. For me personally, I don't think it's bad what he did. It's some really good dribbling, and he ends up getting in. I would probably still play that pass across right there to Mostovoy to just open up an easier angle. You can see he's very central right now. If he passes over to Mostovoy there, he's going to have a much clearer chance, but he does get past the defender. Unfortunately, shoots a little bit off balance. I think playing that extra pass originally would have made the chance a lot easier, and Alisson was in a good position there. I think it's very important to always make sure that you're looking for that extra pass, because it can turn a 90% chance into a 100%. So just always try and keep it in your mind that quite often, more than not, you're going to have that extra pass available. Okay, so we are going to concede our second goal here. I think here, originally straight up, like, we're giving Rooney way too much time on the ball here. We'll go back a little bit. So we do lose the ball, but watch when Rooney gets the ball. Right here with Rudiger, there's no passing option on, so I would just literally dive in there and just, whether it's a slide, like a normal tackle, anything, but just don't let him have this time on the ball. We've got to be way more aggressive there. And then once we get into this position, it's starting to make it harder for us. We do end up winning the ball back, which is fine. We're trying to play our way out the back. We end up getting caught out a little bit here. And then from this area, we've got to make sure we're right stick switching to Blanc instead of second man pressing. I think the cause of that goal was just not being aggressive enough. It's important to make a decision early where possible, especially when they've not got an option on. Just right stick switch to the defender you want to commit with, and then you can step in and make the tackle. Okay, so this is going to be a similar issue here. You can see, I think a habit that Chris has, which is not always a bad one. Sometimes passive defending is great, but he's stepping off way too much here. We could have stepped in for the tackle with Bellingham, but he steps away. We need to be right stick switching here and stepping in. There's no passing option on, so that is where you need to run in, hit the guy who has the ball and win it back. We're just letting him have way too much time to dictate what he wants to do. We switched late there. He was second man pressing, and it's just giving him way too much time. I think from a defensive standpoint, I just want Chris to be a little bit more aggressive here. And then from an attacking standpoint so far, just to slow it down a little bit when creating chances on the edge of the box. Okay, so this is going to be a nice goal. Chris has just gone all-out attack, which is something that you guys do need to definitely be doing. It's an absolutely great pass into Rodrigo. I really like what he does with the step-over boost there. Shoots off of the boost and finds the back of the net. That was a really nice, well-worked goal. I will show you that again. So a little bit of passing out wide, a double tap pass into Mostovoy, finds Rodrigo. Beautiful, beautiful goal. And then what he's going to do as well, which is very underrated, is he's going to make the right substitutions. Especially when you're going all-out attack and your players are getting tired and stuff, you need fresh legs on. So that is the right move from Chris, and we'll see if he can get back into the game. So unfortunately, our opponent is going to manage to see out the game. I think the positive thing about this session is going to be the mistakes that are being made are ones that I think, especially a higher level player like Chris, if he's already hitting 14, 13 wins, you're able to sort of eradicate this stuff easily. So he needed to be more aggressive in the defense, especially when there was no passing options on. He needs to slow it down in the attack and just be in general a little bit more clinical. Stuff like that Morata chance where he could have played the extra pass to his opponent. You need to be looking out for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Let me know if you want to see more and get involved. Link in the description, and this can be your gameplay on screen. Thank you for watching, and peace.